Did you see that?
Yes!
Fishing out of Crystal River on these near-shore rocks for Gag Grouper.
Right there, look at them all.
You know, typically you find grouper in deeper water.
Solid 10, 12 pounder.
But now I'm gonna be fishing grouper in 10 feet of water and within sight of land.
This definitely feels bigger than the other ones.
Oh yeah, he's made 3 drives.
We're in the lower end of the Big Bend of Florida, so I've got very little experience on the west coast of Florida, and last winter I was over for a short period of time and ran into this guy, Clay Shidler, and he was incredibly helpful and willing to give me some information to ensure the success of my trip. And the more he and I talked, I knew that I wanted to come to an episode with him. I wanted to come see his fishery as he knows it. Last time I came down, I stayed a little bit further north and you told me I was out of the zone. I've been dreaming about this since then. This shallow water grouper thing, it's really pretty unique.
It is, it's a special fishery. Pretty much it occurs from like Tarpon Springs to, I would say, the north end of Crystal River. We just have an endless amount of shallow water structure in 6 to 20 feet.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was gonna say. Really, I mean, that's what we're talking, shallow water. Nobody thinks of grouper in 6 to 20 feet of water. What has brought me here to Crystal River are the stories of Gag Grouper in 10 feet of water or less. When you think about grouper fishing, you typically are thinking about deeper water. But believe it or not, I'm gonna be fishing grouper within sight of land.
So what we're gonna do, Carter, we have a pretty decent little southeast breeze here.
Yeah.
We have an incoming tide. So we're gonna kind of set up to the southeast or south of the spot. That way we can throw with the wind. In my opinion, the most natural presentation should get us the bites that we're looking for.
And this is natural, this is a rock.
Yeah,
natural.
This is just a little boulder. Probably it looks like about 3 or 4 different rocks, and they're all about the size of a 150 quart Yeti cooler. They're not big, but they're enough. And that's kind of the way this fishery is. People will drive around out here and they'll go, wow, there's a little rock over there. But it is, it's a little rock. And
in the middle of a big grass flat. So
exactly.
It's one piece of structure and everything's oriented around it.
It's just a grand oasis, and that's what you end up having. These fish will just lay around them, stack up on them, and those rocks, of course, hold bait as well.
Grouper are relating to structure. So for the most part, you've got these big, vast grass bottoms, but every now and then there's a rock or a crack. And when you find that one piece of structure and there's nothing around for a mile, that one piece of structure is liable to hold a lot of Gag Grouper.
Got a big one. Just look at them all. Look at them all right here, Carter. Look at the boils. Look at the other one underneath. Look at the other one underneath them. Hold your rod tip down and just crank it fast. Oh my God! Oh God! Oh my God! Hey! Woo! We came for.
Unbelievable. It is amazing. The harder you reel, the harder they come. Let me grab that for you.
Go ahead, buddy. That's a nice one.
That's a good one. Look how beautiful that fish is. Are you kidding? The blue tint, huh?
Solid 10, 12 pounder. And he crushed that mag darter right at the boat.
That is beautiful, man. Wow.
You know, these have always been considered a harvest fish. You go catch your gags, you catch a limit, but you know, until you come do this and see what kind of a great game fish they are, you know, I mean, snook, redfish, tarpon, they're incredible game fish, but these are top tier game fish. And of course they're good to eat. There's no problem letting them go.
He's gonna take off.
We're gonna let him go. I think he was ready.
You know, as I'm landing one of the first fish, Clay says, take notice to where the fish is hooked.
Oh my God. There's another one. Look at this.
So here's a little thing, and I can explain this to you. See how the front hook's in the corner of the jaw?
Yes.
If you're grouper fishing, throwing artificials, you throw a natural color, front hook's in the corner of the jaw, you're gonna have a good day. Your first fish of the day, front hook's in the corner, You're gonna have a good day. That means they are feeding.
Wow, what a fish. Loosen up, buddy. Here we go. How many are on that rock?
I've saved it for you. I think there's a few.
If the front hooks of your lure are in the corner of that grouper's mouth, it's gonna be a good day. The fish are aggressive and they're eating. Sure enough, the first couple fish I caught, the hooks were in the corner of its mouth. I think we're gonna have a good day.
This is one of the most unique fisheries, certainly in all of Florida, if not the entire East Coast.
And like
Where else can you do this?
Like I told you this morning, it's a small piece of water. It's just all about the bottom structure.
Front hook in the corner of the mouth again.
Should be every time, like clockwork.
So grouper tend to live in the rocks, in the cracks in the rocks, or in a cave, and he'll rush out maybe 10 feet to grab its prey and then immediately back to the rock. But when you're in 10 feet of water, it doesn't take much for him to get to the surface.
What a beautiful fish, man. What a beautiful fish.
The Obsession of Carter Andrews is brought to you by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Nissan, innovation that excites. Mercury Marine, go boldly. Yozuri, fish the best. Costa, see what's out there. Shimano, and by Grundens.
Did you see that?
Yes, right there. Look at them all. They are fired up today.
You know, the grouper is the ultimate bottom fish. They'll do anything to rock you up. But what happens when that bottom is only in 10 feet of water?
There's a good one. Woo! Oh my God! Oh my God! Are you kidding? Did you see him?
That fish jumped all the way out of the water.
That's a jumping gag. Oh, that was insane.
That was awesome.
Clay, I don't know what to say. We're doubled up again. This is what I love.
You know, I'm gonna put mine down. I'm gonna grab this one for you.
Look at this fish. Just like yours.
Yep.
He jumped out of the water.
Look at that. Smoked that mag darter. Absolutely smoked it.
You know, typically a grouper scenario is a vertical game. But what makes this really, really unique is in 10 feet of water, you really can't do much straight up and down under the boat. It becomes a lateral game. Instead of jigging or bait fishing right under the boat, you're casting lures over the structure.
Got him. Oh, that's a good one. Still. It's amazing how they'll turn and run at you like that.
It's amazing, these fish. I mean, we're talking, this fish right here is a 4 or 5 pound fish, and it's like a freight train. It truly is. That is just incredible. And that's the speed vibe. That's the one I told you. I mean, it's sinking, it's getting down there, and it's just vibrating, and you know, not many people are using it yet, but Yozuri's got it, and it's...
I mean, this is probably the most fun way to do it, honestly. If you're just going for just purely the sport of it, throwing these lures is an incredible way to catch these fish.
If we find another rock that has got this amount of bait on it, I bet I can get one on fly. I mean, you hooked one fish and there were 6 or 8 of them right here.
Oh yeah.
You know, one of the things that I learned from Clay while we were fishing them, once you get one to bite, all of them on that rock pile get so fired up.
There we go. That one smoked it pretty good.
Unbelievable. I love that bite. That's hard to compare to anything else.
It really is, because you've got a fish that spends most of his life on the bottom. He comes up off the bottom into really an uncomfortable area for him. Oh, he's not happy with you. And as soon as they eat it, they're going right back down wide open. They have no half speed.
It's amazing if you keep that going and that momentum of catching one, the next cast, you're gonna get bit again.
Is that the mag darter again?
This is the mag darter. You know, I didn't really think this was gonna be that big of a fish. Oh, I got 2. There it is.
We got 3 fish on.
Look at that.
I can't believe that.
A big
That
one?
is so good, buddy. That is so good.
There you go. How do you catch 3 with 2 lures? That's exactly how it goes.
Oh, you're kidding me. Clay, I mean, I guess the most important thing is keeping them off this rock once I hook them, if I get them, right?
That's the truth. If you get one hooked, pull on them as hard as that rod will let you. It's about all you can do.
Grouper on fly is something that's relatively difficult to do, but in these conditions, it's possible because of the depth of the water. And I, being a fly fisherman, would really love to get a nice gag on flying. So I'm gonna do my best. We'll see what happens. Kind of a pinfish looking fly. We'll see. It's not barred up quite like it, but it's the right colors.
Finding grouper in 10 feet of water totally changes the game. I watched the way they would run down the lure, multiple fish at a time. And the faster you fished your lure, the more aggressive these grouper got. I want to catch a gag grouper on fly. I think it's totally possible.
Got one.
Oh, it's acting like a better one, buddy.
On fly, this is, I mean, how often do you get to catch grouper like this on fly? This is amazing. Clay,
There he is.
you were right. Not a giant, but I'm gonna get a giant.
That is the first one.
Thanks, boss.
You're welcome.
But the key to it all is putting the rod underneath your arm and that double-handed
Like this
strip.
fast retrieve.
The speed of the fly is what really triggers the strike from that grouper.
There we go.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Boy, they can pull, buddy.
That's the one we're looking for, Carter. Perfect.
I see how he's swimming, like you
Yep,
say.
he's covering ground laterally. He's a good fish.
This definitely feels bigger than the other ones.
Oh yeah, he's made 3 drives. See how he's swimming with that tide? We talked about that incoming tide.
Yeah,
He's swimming with it.
staying down.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice fish, Carter. Perfect.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh,
Look at
perfect.
that.
Look at that one.
Look at that. Yeah, buddy!
That's the one.
Woo!
Beautiful, beautiful fish.
Huh?
Probably 25, 26 inches, mottled up.
Great fish on fly. Are you kidding? Thank you.
That's awesome. That's what we wanted. That fly's perfect. Corner of the jaw. There's so many guys that fly fish all over the world, but there's not a lot of places you can do this.
Oh!
And that is how
Was
it
a
goes
release.
sometimes.
Thanks, buddy. Wow.
Changing to a bigger fly and using the Game Changer, which has incredible action, more like the plugs we were throwing, and the faster two-handed retrieve is certainly paying off. I'm catching some bigger fish. But I think something just ate my bigger fish.
I got all kinds of problems now. Oh my God, there's a Jewfish under him.
Oh God,
There's a Goliath under him.
something ate him.
Let's go get it. Let's follow him as much as we can. If we can,
I'm good with it.
if we can pull him up. Oops.
If the gag, he'll spit that gag out eventually, if we torture him enough.
He knew that was a Goliath that ate it. He knew that if we stayed on top of it and we harassed that Goliath, that more than likely it would spit my grouper out.
A giant Goliath on fly. Just happened to eat my big gag.
He let go. You got your fish back.
I did, you're
Yeah,
right.
you did. He'll let it go if you bother him enough.
Unbelievable.
Oh, look at that gag too.
Unbelievable.
That's a beautiful fish. It's a beautiful fish.
Unbelievable.
Bring him to me, Carter.
Holy.
And we. There it is.
That was in a Goliath's mouth.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Look at him. What can I say?
You know what, Carter? This fish has been through a lot. We're probably going to go ahead and keep him He's
I can't wait to eat one I got on fly. Holy shit.
It doesn't make any sense letting him go.
No, you're right. That's where the Goliath had him all up in his head. I mean, he had the whole thing. My leader was in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Cut up on this side on his gill rakes.
He had the whole fish, and that's a 10, 11 pound fish. I mean, that's not a little one. But he's gonna ride home with us, put him in the box.
The Obsession of Carter Andrews is brought to you by CV Boats, Lead the Way, Cuda Fishing Tools, Fierce, Tough, Proven, Ray Marine, Simply Superior, Power Pole, Shallow Water Anchors, Cobalt Tools, Power Forward, and by TH Marine. Additional support provided by the following brands:
I'm thinking we're gonna set up current of this spot, throw a couple pinfish out there and see if we can get a bite.
Oh, good. A little bait fishing.
A little bait fishing.
Old school.
Your forte, right?
There has been no shortage of grouper. We have caught plenty of grouper. What better way to catch a grouper than on live bait?
I mean, when you said if we get them on bait, because we're right on the structure, that's where it's the true tug of war.
That's where they'll get you. If you're gonna get your feelings hurt by a gag, it's gonna be in a bait fishing scenario. You might be a touch far, but you should be good there.
Not close enough?
No, you touched too far.
Oh. Oh, God.
Come on, Carter.
You weren't kidding.
No, I'm not really good at being a liar, you know. I think you got a pretty good one on there.
Oh, it's a beauty.
Certainly is.
Circle hook right in the corner of the mouth. So, reef fishing, tell me, I didn't realize that there was a regulation.
Yeah, so in the Gulf of Mexico, all of the reef fish have got to be caught on circle hooks if you're using natural bait.
Really?
And that would be a keeper right there. We can add him to,
Is that a keeper?
it's pretty close.
He's like 23 and a half. So he's lucky.
He is lucky.
You know, this fishery, it seems like that there's never an end to it. The amount of grouper that you can catch here in any given day in the fall is pretty amazing. But the regulations that the state has put into place are a big part of that. It used to be 18 inches for a gag grouper, then it went to 22, and now it's 24 inches. You used to be able to keep 5. Now you can only keep 2 per angler.
God, look at the other one right here. Look at that. Look at that. Oh God, you see that?
I saw that.
That was wild.
That's a keeper.
That's a keeper.
Nice one, buddy.
It is. Awesome.
That is a good one. Clay. You're holding one, I'm fighting one.
Is this what you came for?
Yes, sir. 10 feet of water. Look how pretty that fish is.
Bring him right here to me. There they are.
Woo!
That's how you do it.
Unbelievable.
That's what we came for. We've done a little bit of everything, you know. We caught them on plugs, fly, bait, just kind of showing the versatility of what these two fish can do right here.
It's amazing. I mean, it really is. Well, you've got a really special program going. You certainly know what you're doing. Thanks, buddy. That is outstanding.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Chef Paul says he's gonna cook these for us.
I did a cobia.
I'm pretty excited about it.
It'll be awesome.
Gotta get the cheek.
As I think back on this fishing experience and what it provided for me, you know, being able to cast a lure over these shallow water rocks, you know, catching these aggressive fish 3 and 4 of them in back-to-back cast on lures on relatively light tackle was really, really exciting. But probably more than anything else, it's getting grouper on fly and having the opportunity in this scenario to catch grouper on fly. What's up, Paul?
Getting ready to cook some grouper.
I really appreciate it. You know, I had an incredible time here. One of the things I love about grouper is it can be prepared, what, you like it grilled?
Fried, blackened,
sauteed?
We're gonna cook it today on a cedar plank on open coals.
Cedar plank on open coals, and you're gonna accompany it with?
We're gonna make smoked cheesy Gouda grits, and grits is another starch, you may say, that's indigenous to Florida. Floridians love it. And then we're gonna make a Florida tomato bacon gravy.
A tomato bacon gravy
with
over Gag Grouper and grits?
Over the grits.
I love it, buddy.
And then I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of sea salt, because we're by the sea.
Because we're by the sea, that's right. Wow. Fresh Florida is all over this dish. Crystal River, Gag Grouper, fresh Florida. That's what this is screaming at me right now. I love it. Thank you, Paul.
You bet. Thank you.
I haven't really spent a lot of time on the west coast of Florida and the Crystal River and the plantation. You know, I have really come to realize that it might have been my first trip, but it won't be my last.